No, that's hard.
Come right in, fill it in. Come right in.
My glasses.
For real? How are you? There we go, that's a little better. Not my standard, but not too bad. Before we get going, I'd like to make mention of some of the folks we have here today. And bear with me if I butcher a name or two or a duty title, but we're going to do the best we can. I'd like to introduce Senator Stefano. You here? Platform, please. Thank you for taking the time. We also have the Executive Deputy Attorney General, Robert Reed. Also with us is the Deputy Chief Attorney General, Steve Fersoto. How'd I do? Not too good. That's right. Vicki Saylor, are you here? Vicki, welcome. This is our Director of Probation. We also have some county commissioners. John Vadaku. Mr. Walker, thank you for being here. We also have our District Attorney, Lisa Lazare-Strazer. Please stand. Chief Cops. We have our warden. We also have Judge Casio and his wife, Donna, Judge Ken Johnson. Thank you for being here. Sergeant Nemes, who's the station commander of State Police Barracks here in Somerset. David Leake, our attorney. Andy Rush, where are you? Thanks for being here. Thanks very much. We also have, I think we got them all. Did I miss anybody? Don't be shy. Oh yeah, I got them into me. Yeah, I'm here. Anyway, my name's Paul, and I'm just going to be opening this night up. Some folks asked me to speak a few words and to cover some gaps in the program, if there are gaps in the program. And I was asked to talk a little bit about stigma, things like that, and I will. But before I do that, I want to do a couple of things. I want to just recognize some other folks that are here. I want to recognize Twin Lakes Center and the counselors, the maintenance people, the nurses, the back office people, the outpatient services, all over the county, night and day, taking care of people. It's an amazing place. And I thank my lucky stars to count myself among them. Heroes all. Give yourselves an applause, please. You know, we can't do that alone. Table land. Amanda, I thought I saw you come in. Where are you, Amanda? Amanda, table land. SCA, where's the SCA? Erin, Al, Sarah, Jen, Clara, where are y'all at? No, they're out in the thing. Well, platform anyway, a big part of what goes on. How about drug-free communities? Thank you so much. CYS, critical to this problem. First responders, where you all at? Say real thank you. I know you're there every day. I know you protect me every day. Gratitude. Any EMSs in here? I got permission to share this story, gratitude story. So as part of my duties at night, I get to monitor the phones, make sure everybody gets their 10 minutes and everybody has their chow. And if there's an issue on the phone, I get to sort of step in and make things right. And there was a young man who was on the phone, and I detected something going on with him. Maybe he was going to call his mother, maybe he was getting ready for something. And so I was watching him. And I got close, I inched my way forward so he couldn't sort of see me, so I could eavesdrop. And this man had overdosed. And he was calling whatever town he overdosed in here in southwest Pennsylvania. And he called the EMS station. And he started crying. And I'm not one to get misty, but I almost started crying. Unbelievable, I said to myself. You know, gratitude isn't just about saying thank you, it's actually doing something. It's picking up the phone. And then I tried to imagine the EMS going home from his shift and maybe sitting down to dinner with his wife and say, you know what happened to me today? What? I saved someone's life last week and he called me to say thank you. Huge, at least it was to me, and I was just a bystander on that. Big stuff, that. This idea of stigma, I was thinking about that today. I was thinking about it more than just today. And I was thinking about this muscle that we all have. It's a muscle called empathy. At least I think it's a muscle. And if it's a muscle, you got to work it out. Steve Covey, his rule number 5, right, for habits of successful people is seek first to understand and then to be understood. Big thing when you think about stigma and you think about empathy. That's one of the building blocks, that rule number 5. The next is you gotta listen. You gotta really open your ears. You gotta sit down with somebody who really, really knows. I don't know. No earthly clue viscerally what it feels like to be addicted to anything at first. I don't know. I don't know what it feels like to have a baby either. I gotta get some empathy. I better listen. I better figure it out, try to understand. And I've got to be curious. That's the third thing. Be curious. I've got to seek others out who are different from me, get them in a conversation over a nice hot cup of coffee, and ask questions and not be frightened of the questions, because they may be a little bit ignorant, they may be a little bit off base, they may be a little uncomfortable, but if I'm curious enough, that empathy muscle is going to grow. And I don't need to worry about stigma, at least in my little world. And that's all I care about. My little world and what I'm viewing. Imagine if we all did that. Come together differently. Could be quite a thing. And the next thing I want to talk about real quickly is this idea of hope. You're going to see what I consider some serious bravery. I'm a military veteran, 30 years. I know what bravery looks like, and you're going to see some here tonight. Thank you. Brave is no, stop over that. I want to focus on the bravery you're going to see, because that's what really eviscerates stigma. Stigma to me is like a dragon, a big one. Fire, breathing, smoke, the wings, the whole bit. Keeps growing and growing and growing as we stay ignorant. But somebody's going to stand up here tonight and look that dragon right in the eye. And it's been my experience that when you look a dragon in the eye, they're not so big anymore. They're not so bad anymore. And the more we look at those dragons, the more they're going to fall. The more we'll come together, and the more we'll be able to get a handle on this big, giant problem we have in our country, in our communities, in our state, and in our region. So with that said, are you all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Please.
Yes, 677 is happening. 911, enter for your emergency.
wife has an overdose.
What's the address?
677 South Anthony Avenue.
And what's your name?
Brittany.
Last name?
Hello?
What's your last name, ma'am?
My last name is Terry, but this is the,
Okay, and the phone number? Okay, what's the phone number that you're calling from?
right down on South Anthony Avenue. I'm calling you from a cell phone.
Okay.
670 South Anthony Avenue.
677 South Anthony. How old is he?
She's about 32 years old.
Okay.
She overdosed last year in September. They gave her Narcan then.
Do you know what she took?
Probably heroin.
Okay. Is she unconscious right now? Wait, slow down. Is she unconscious right now?
Yes.
Is she breathing?
She took one breath, but I don't know. I walked outside. I don't know if she's still breathing or not. I couldn't hear to talk to you because of the dog.
Is there somebody else there with you?
Her husband just got here.
Okay, does somebody there know how to do CPR?
He's done with this before and he's going to do it again.
Okay, can you have him start CPR for me? If she's not breathing, okay?
Okay, I'm going to walk back in, but the dogs are going to bark, so I may not hear you well.
Okay, that's okay. You can holler if you need to. I'm going to stay on the phone with you. My partner start the ambulance, okay?
Okay, will do. Thank you. Is she breathing? She's breathing.
She is breathing?
Yes, she is.
Okay. Tell me, every time she takes a breath, let me know every time she takes a breath, starting now, okay?
Then she takes a breath. She takes a breath. Come on, honey. Okay. You got someone coming?
Yes, ma'am. They're started.
Oh my God, please hurry.
You said...
Ado Units County, EMS dispatch to 677 South Ankeny Avenue for a cardiac arrest result of an overdose.
Looks like there was an overdose back here in November of 2016 also.
On June 21, 2017, at approximately 21:51 hours, Somerset Borough Police received a 911 dispatch to respond to 670 South Ankeny Avenue for a report of a cardiac arrest as a result of an overdose. While en route, 911 stated that the caller was reporting a 32-year-old female was unconscious with blue lips and had overdosed on heroin. They were then updated that the patient was to be semi-conscious. Officers arrived on scene at 21:54 hours and were met on the street by the caller, who immediately stated, "Hurry up and get in there, they're getting rid of all of it." Officers entered the residence and were directed through the kitchen and into a bathroom where the subject was observed on a bathroom floor. She was covered in water and semi-conscious. Apparently, two male individuals who had arrived at the residence prior to the officers had attempted to revive the subject by dousing her with water. Officers asked the subject what happened, and she stated that she had shot 4 bags of heroin. Torn pieces of glassine stand bags were observed in the bathroom trash can. EMS arrived on scene at 21:59 hours, and care of the subject was transferred to them. The caller advised officers that she was returning the subject's daughter to the residence, and they were greeted by the subject's 12-year-old autistic son, who told them, "Mommy's dead." He advised that he was home alone with the subject when she overdosed. The caller confirmed that when she arrived on scene, no one else was in the house. Officers requested that Children and Youth Services be called because it was determined that the children needed to be taken into protective custody. At 22:14 hours, the on-call CYS caseworker was called. The situation was explained to her, and the children were ultimately placed in the care of the subject's mother, who came to the scene to retrieve the children. Partly based on the fact that the subject had previously overdosed in November of 2016 while her son was home with her, it was determined that the subject would be charged with endangering the welfare of children, a felony of the 3rd degree. The subject was transported to Somerset Hospital, and officers later responded to the emergency room when she was about to be released to place her under arrest.